Everyone, welcome back to SAT Math Question of the Day. Here's our question of the day. Please do it, pause it, come back, and we'll do it. Okay, here we go. F of x is, oh boy, look at that, some sort of like negative x squared, a downward parabola. Which of the following is an equivalent form of the function f in which the maximum value of f, it is equivalent form. This is like yesterday. In which the maximum value of f appears as a constant or a coefficient. So it's going to be one of these.
Okay.
Right? It's going to be one of those.
Wait, no.
Wait. How could they be equivalent? Wait, there's something wrong here. Are we missing
one of them? A 1 of 4 is equivalent. You're given one quadratic expression. The expression is given in standard form.
Right.
Multiplied out.
Of the following is
and you're given 4 expressions that are in non-multiplied out form.
Right.
And you want to pick the one that is equivalent to the given one.
Right.
So the approach is match coefficients.
Right.
And you could and you could choose which coefficient to match, different choices will lead to different efficiencies. So
okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, first of all, I misread the question because I was so remembering yesterday's question.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls who are watching the SAT, approach to SAT. Read the question very carefully,
Seth,
please.
I know, but I caught my mistake. Yesterday's question was all of these are equivalent. I read that as all these are equivalent, but these are clearly not equivalent. So I realized there was a problem and something was wrong. And then I reread the question, which of the following is an equivalent? So we have to choose which of these is the answer because this is the only one that shows the maximum value as a constant or coefficient. So it's between these two. So the only difference is the plus and negative.
You're confusing this with yesterday's question.
I know, but human nature.
Okay, make everybody clear. Joel is talking about yesterday's question about today's answers.
Yeah, it's wrong, but it's human nature. Give me a break.
Nah.
Okay, so the question is it plus or minus 7? So there are different ways to do that. I mean, you could...
Wait, are you still answering the wrong question?
No, I'm not answering the wrong question.
No, okay, you're going down the rabbit hole.
I'm just trying to figure out whether it's A or B. That's all I'm doing. We have to figure out, is it A or is it B?
You've stepped into the wrong rabbit hole. Start again.
What do you mean? You got to figure out.
You're in the wrong rabbit hole. You made a mistake. Start again.
Which of the following is an equivalent form of the function f in which the maximum value of f appears as a constant or a coefficient? It's either A or B. The answer is either A or B.
Wait. Which of the following? Oh, wait a minute.
No, the answer is either A or B.
Which of the following is an equivalent form?
Yeah.
In which the maximum of f... Oh.
Yeah. Oh, no, don't tell me you're misreading the question. Oh, that's such a big shot. Okay, Look, the answer is between A or B, right? Because this is the only one that has a constant or coefficient explicitly here, explicitly given to you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the
parabola
goes like this. The question is it this one where this is negative 7, or is it this one where this is 7?
Yeah.
That is the question. Which one? Now, there are different ways to do this.
I see.
So later we'll ask Seth how he misread it. Maybe brute force is the best way to do it. You just do negative, and then this is x squared minus 14x plus whatever. Yeah. Who cares? The minus. Yeah. Okay. You could just try it, right? This. No.
No. It's
going to be this one.
Okay. No. Let's. give a quick. Let's see. Here we are.
Okay,
I
the
can
answer.
annotate. I will annotate,
Seth,
and then here
stop.
it is.
Seth, let me.
Stop. The middle coefficient is negative.
Yeah.
The middle coefficient of this one is negative because we have a plus middle coefficient with a minus sign in front of it.
Exactly. That's right.
And this one, the middle coefficient is also negative. Okay, so you have to pick which one.
Yeah, so it's B.
Yeah.
But
and then the other one is the constant coefficients differ, are the constant coefficients.
We're obstructing the answer. That's a bad thing to do.
Wait a minute. Wait. No. Wait. The middle coefficient in here is negative. And then there's a minus of it. So the middle coefficient in this is positive. Here, the middle coefficient is positive, and then there's a minus in front of it. So we get a negative. So that narrows it down to this one.
I know. I said that.
Okay.
But you could simply decide which one is this. You could just try it. X minus 7 squared is equal to x squared minus 14x plus WC. Who cares? But there's a negative sign in front of this.
Yeah.
So that's not good. That's not good. A negative sign is a negative sign. It's a positive sign, but this is a negative sign. So it has to be B. It has to be B.
Yeah, okay. That's right. Yeah.
There are multiple ways to do that. You could have done it the way Seth did it, where he could have noticed that this makes a positive, right? This makes a positive 14x, but there's a negative here, so you need a negative sign in front.
Yeah.
There are different ways to view it. I could also just FOIL one of them out and realize it's not the right one, and then choose the other one. Yeah. So Seth, what?
Foiling.
You gave me a hard time. You gave me a hard time for not reading the question. And then you said I was going down the rabbit hole. What were you thinking?
I was thinking that they're asking which of the following expressions is equivalent to here, and some of them are and some of them aren't.
Oh.
What I missed is that they're suggesting. Again, they what they're doing is setting it up so that among the ones below here, there is at least one. There's at least one expression among A, B, C, and D that is equivalent to the given one. And your job, which I missed, is to find the one out of only one or out of more than one that is equivalent and in which the maximum value appears as a constant or coefficient.
Right.
And so you you actually found that you read it really nicely and you narrowed it down right away to these two.
Right.
Because these two are the only one in which the maximum value appears as a constant.
I know. We already said that.
Yeah, you said it, but I missed it. Okay.
Yeah.
So then the question is pick, you distinguish between this one and this one.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So again, let's go back. My mistake was actually less serious than yours. My mistake was that I read it as all of these are equivalent. And then I looked at this thing. You probably tell my expression on the YouTube video.
They weren't.
Confusion, because these are not equivalent. These are not equivalent. So then I realized there's a logic in my reading of the question, or there's some problem when you do a math question, whether you're in school or not, SAT, and things just don't make sense. Trust yourself and stop and just figure it out until it makes sense. It's so important to raise the stakes.
Right. It makes sense. Makes sense. Actually means makes sense means not inconsistent.
Not inconsistent, right? The answers.
Everything makes sense. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
In fact, if you have an equation like x equals 1, that makes sense whether or not it's true.
Yeah. So, so it's really important to make sure everything in the problem is consistent, and if it's not, stop and figure it out. Just figure out what is inconsistent and why it's inconsistent, and then also figure out why you made the mistake. What mistake did you make? I misread the question here. Okay, so enough said. Let's see how they do it. It'll be interesting to see how they do it because there's so many ways to do this problem. By the way, this is in
the brute force way.
This is in.
I really think that the direct way is to go from reading the question directly to picking the possible choices that comply with what the question asks for, which is what you did.
Right.
The question asks for the form where the maximum value is explicit.
Right.
And that is this one. The maximum values are 1. Here, the maximum values are not explicit. And so you just have to distinguish between these two. Right.
This is interesting. Which were these? This one I think is this one here is not equivalent. Yeah, this one here. No, wait. Which one of these two is not equivalent?
It's not the last one. The last one has a middle coefficient that's positive.
Right, yeah, so this is not
and
equivalent.
The second to the last one has a middle coefficient that's negative.
Right, so these guys get crossed out. Those are not equivalent. But notice that the top ones are in something called vertex form, because you can pick the vertex of this parabola, which goes upside down. In a second, the vertex is -7, +1, right? Yeah, that's the vertex of this parabola. You just take the negative of this thing, negative of +7. And then in factored form, this tells you the roots. This tells you where it crosses the axes. So you can graph this thing in a second. -7, 1 over here. And then it crosses the axes at -8 and -6, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So this is the graph of it. And notice that each of these gives you valuable information. The vertex form tells you where the vertex is, and the factored form tells you where it crosses the x-axis when y is 0, also known as the roots of the zeros of the function. So we get a little bit more of a understanding of quadratic equations and graphing them. Okay.
I think to notice, one of the things to notice is that these two expressions are equivalent.
Yes, because they're equivalent. That's right.
The other two. We
don't really care about the other two.
Yeah, you don't really care.
We don't care about the other two. We
don't care, but we like to play with it.
Not really. We don't really like to play with it because we have limited
These
time.
two are also our equivalents.
Okay, fine. Well, we don't care about those. Sorry, those two. Okay, so let's clear and let's see how they do it. I believe this was the answer. Okay, that's good. Let's see how we answered the question. How many steps?
Wow.
Oh, 4 steps, but they're long. Okay, here we go. How do they do it? If a quadratic is a maximum value, then the value then that value was a lot of words. Different forms of quadratic functions display different features. Got it. Great. Okay, they want to look at the vertex form, which is what we talked about at the end.
Yeah.
We can eliminate immediately. Look what they did it the way we did it, right? The way I did it, at least.
Yeah,
they eliminated C and D. Very good, because it's not a vertex form.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So now they just try them out. Brute force. They try A. They try B. Now, if you try A and it doesn't work, you don't have to try B. Yeah, you don't. If A doesn't work, you don't have to try B. But they do it. They do it for completeness, and that's it. That's how they do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's about it then, right? Not much else.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it today. Okay. So we have Seth Chaiken.
Hi, everybody.
He's a PhD in math from MIT, professor emeritus at SUNY Albany in New York, and computer science. I'm Seth's brother. I have a PhD in mechanical engineering. We are here to hopefully offer different approaches on how to do the SAT math questions. We try, but sometimes we forget to make a distinction between how you would approach a problem if it was on a regular math test in school or versus an SAT math question. You generally use different approaches. You have to do the SAT question faster and because it's a time test. Okay, and in terms of approach studying for the Math SAT, it's good to go to Khan Academy and take take one or two. They have two classes. They have two courses on their website. One is for the digital SAT. One is for the non-digital SAT. They offer 700 questions on math and English too, I presume, and you can practice on those before you actually go to the actual sanctioned SAT tests that are on the College Board website, which you should do all of before you take your test. So I think that's it. And please dislike our video. We try to meet every day. And if you have any SAT math questions, please send them to us at satmathquestionoftheday@gmail.com. And that's our boilerplate, right? So we're done.
Right.
Okay, everyone, have a great day.